Good morning, HCG peeps. It's your girl MJ checking in for round 3, P3 day 10. And the reason I am vlogging, normally I try not to vlog every day, but because my girl Kathy of Kathy's channel said that she needed some vlogs to watch because she thinks she'll be bored this afternoon. Yeah, so I'm vlogging for you, my dear. Let's get the stats out of the way. Got on the scale today and weighed in at 137.8, which is a release of 0.8 from yesterday and exactly a pound below LIW. Woo woo! And let's see, food-wise, yesterday for breakfast I got a wet cappuccino with non-fat milk and 3 Splenda. For lunch, got a Quest bar. For dinner, I made a roast turkey breast with skin that I stuffed and slathered with butter, olive oil, rosemary, garlic, salt and pepper. And I stuffed like the butter in between like the skin and the meat, and then I slather it all over the turkey breast, and I roasted that, uncovered it first at 400 degrees for like 45 minutes, and then covered and then uncovered without the foil for 30 minutes. And then I also made cauliflower rice, which it was really good, but sorry, HCG fashionista, I can't call it rice. It was cauliflower because it didn't taste like rice. It didn't have me go ooh ah. So yeah, but it was really good, and my hubs and Bunny, my son, loved it. And daughter actually didn't have dinner with us, which I hate it. I hate it because she's like the only vegetarian in the house, and so she typically gets really hungry when she comes home from school. And I'll fix her like lunch, or she'll fix herself like a late lunch, early dinner. And even Bunny was like looking for her last night when we were having dinner. She was like, Sissy is not eating with us? She was all concerned. Yeah, that's kind of the thing in my family. We have to sit down and eat together and check in with each other. Because life just gets so busy. So, yep. Anyway, what am I going to talk about? I think I'm going to talk about intelligence. What is your intelligence? I was really thinking about this when I was like soaking in the tub, and there are several tests out there that you can take that will tell you how you learn best. So multiple intelligences, what they're called, and there's a total of 8 of them, and you will clearly see, based on just following me on my journey, that my number 1 intelligence is verbal linguistic. So words just come very easily to me. And then my second intelligence, actually tied, one is interpersonal, which means I'm really great with people, and intrapersonal, which means I'm very introspective. So those are my intelligences, and I'm a firm believer that, to know yourself is really to know the world. You know what I mean? So I have prided myself all throughout my life in really, getting to know myself and figuring out what makes me tick. Because when I know what makes me tick and I look into it, and there's a bunch of research and all that, you kind of would get like why people are the way that they are, and you stop expecting them to give you something that they don't have to give. And I think I was lucky enough that the universe, God, has sort of pointed me in directions where I'm learning things about myself, and in the process learning things about other people. And I think that's the reason why, for the most part, most of my relationships are very functional. And I am who I am, and the people in my life, they are who they are, and I don't expect them to be other than who they're not. Who they are. It's like I would never expect my husband to come home with a dozen my favorite color roses, like that lavender pinkish kind of like silvery color rose. If he comes home doing that, oh my gosh, I'd be like, okay, who are you leaving me for? Because that's not who he is. His math logical, and his love language is not gifts. I can't even tell you what. I think quality time. He loves spending quality time. with me and with the kids and just with people he cares about. You know, he's not that guy. I have in the beginning, because I'm such a, you know, romantic. I grew up in the wrong era, I think. That's just who I am. But he's not that. However, I text him and I'm like, babe, I, you know, caught a flat on the freeway, which is probably like 45 minutes away from where he works. He will drop everything and like come and get me. Even though I'm like, I got it, I've called AAA, they're coming, or, you know, I can't change my own tire, I need to learn. But, yeah, he'll drop any and everything to be right there. Like, he's so ridiculously dependable. Like, you know, and he gives me what I need when I ask for it. You know, I can't, like, beat around the bush. And I've learned quite early on that with him, I need to be very specific. Like, I have to tell you what I need. You know, he's not a mind reader. So yeah, I've learned quite early on sort of people's different, you know, intelligences. My daughter, she's actually very gifted. She has both my husband and I's #1 intelligence. She's both math logical and verbal linguistic. So getting A's in school is not a problem for her. That's just how she works. And then my son, on the other hand, he's logical, but I think his first intelligence is kinesthetic. So he's one of those kids that's super active and hyper, you know. He doesn't have ADD, he doesn't have ADHD. However, he would rather be out there like playing sports and doing other things. Like, he is just sitting down and reading a book with me. Like, I have to like force him, and every single second of it is painful for him. And I can't be mad at that, because that just is not fun for him, you know. That's not who he is. So I think knowing your intelligence really sort of, I think especially on this journey, will help us a lot, because then we get to find out how we process information. And part of the reason why vlogging works really, really well for me is because you guys collectively is like my sounding board. You know, I come to you for support, you give me support, and then I go in my own little corner and process everything. And in that processing, you know, I'm needing to talk everything out. So when you give me feedback, it really is like such a tremendous help and support. But maybe you're not verbal linguistic. Maybe you're like clearly she's a musical intelligence, you know, or you're like Princess Di. She's clearly math logical, which means reading a book will bore her to death. And there are some people who are like, you know, nature lover. That's their intelligence. They have to go out there, be with nature, and that's how they process information best. And for people who are kinesthetic learners, the worst thing you could do is make them sit down and read something. I mean, it won't click for them, you know. So this has come very handy for me as a teacher, because I can pinpoint the kids in my room who and their different intelligences, and I have to make sure if I'm going to be an effective teacher that I have to hit every single one. You know, and I can't expect them to learn the way that I learn. I mean, that I think more than anything, that is the biggest fallacy ever, which is, you know, kids are learning at the same time that you're teaching it. I mean, that is ridiculous. I mean, I think I've read a study where you have to literally hear the information and be presented to you like 10 times before you get it. I mean, like crazy, right? So anyway, yeah, so that's my little piece. There's a lot of different tests out there, but if that can help you a little bit, maybe you could, you know, figure out how best to help yourself on this journey. I just lucked out. I really did. I'm doing, you know, YouTube and vlogging works really, really well for me. Reading a lot of books, watching YouTube videos, you know, works really, really well for me. And I think that's the reason why I feel like crossing fingers. This is clicking for me. So anyway, I don't know how... Ooh, I am at... I don't even know how long, I can't see. Anyway, I'm going to go. I love you, peeps. And as far as the clothes, I will show you, but not like in a vlog. I think that's a little... when I'm wearing a new outfit, I'll point it out. I think I should be wearing an outfit tomorrow, because we are going on, we're double dating with a great friend of mine. And I'll tell you guys more about them, because I'm actually introducing them to HCG. You have no idea. She's just amazing. I love her. I've been so incredibly blessed with amazing, amazing people in my life. People who just really want the best for me, and they're happy for me, and they support me, and they, lift me up, and they remind me of who I am, especially when I forget. And I think this community is that for each other. We're that for each other. We have to lift each other up, and I'm a firm believer, haters are gonna hate. That's their nature. It's all good. But whenever you're challenging someone and the choice that they're making, you really have to be mindful of what's the intention behind that. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're completely okay with being dysfunctional. Maybe that's your gig, which I'm totally cool with that. Be you, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna finish my venti iced hazelnut latte, skinny, non-fat milk, and 3 Splenda. And check out the nails. They're pink, and this one is my accent nail, which is not actually working for me because you can barely see, but you see the little heart? Yeah. I'm gonna go. I don't know how long this vlog is. I love you guys, and you have a great Thursday.